This is TWiT.
Tech Break is brought to you by ACI Learning. Keep your team's IT skills current. Visit go.acilearning.com/twit. TWiT listeners will receive at least 20% off or as much as 65% off an IT Pro Enterprise Solution Plan. The discount's based on the size of your team when you fill out their form.
We talk about AI and we talk about its use in, I can't remember. I just did the story where AI was being used to track like deforestation and forest fires and all that kind of stuff. And we talked about how there's a lot of focus on AI for making a quick buck for people and, writing limericks and doing a bunch of goofy stuff. But where sometimes the focus is not paid is on ways that it is cleverly being used to help just improve the world. And I think this is potentially one of the smartest implementations of a type of AI that I've seen in a while. And what I have to tell you is I started out skeptical. I promise we're going to get there to the thing. I want to lead up to it. I started out skeptical when I saw the headline and as I was thinking about it. And then as I read on more and more, I became more sold by this idea. So I remember from my childhood, I have never really been a gamer, but my stepdad was a huge gamer and would occasionally have the gamer chat playing over the television as opposed to on the headset. And the horrible, horrible things that people said to each other, it doesn't stick with me individually, gladly, but sort of I remember just people being terrible to each other. Gamer chat is one of the worst, the worst exposures it feels like that you can have for yourself. And Call of Duty, according to Paul Thurrott, happens to be one of the worst places for some of the worst of what gamer chat offers. So Activision is working on combating toxicity. They've announced that they have partnered with a company called Modulate that is using AI to help moderate Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, and Modern Warfare 3. Now, Activision has been very smart about this because I could feel already a lot of gamers out there going, what? They're moderating my chat, blah, blah, blah. AI is going to be doing that. The cool thing is, and the smart thing I think that they've done is they have said, listen, the AI is not an active moderator. So the AI is not able to ban you. It's not able to kick you out. It's not able to do any of that. Instead, it's just a tattletale. And so it listens to, in real time, it listens to the speech that is taking place in a gamer chat. And then it will not only kind of find toxicity in comments, but it will also kind of rate the toxicity. And it's got so many different aspects of how it's rating this. And I think this is what makes this so magical. From there, then if a person kind of continues to show that they are not, that they are choosing to be toxic over being non-toxic, then a human being can come in and kind of take that moderation to the next level. So you are only kind of having a record made of you and your potential toxicity. But it is up to actual human beings to take that to the next level. Now, what's awesome about this is that it's not just keyword searches that it's doing. It's not looking for you saying a bad word on its own and then you end up, being flagged for that. No, it is on the fly analyzing your tone and your intent. It's analyzing the group that you're a part of. It's analyzing your age. It's analyzing a whole bunch of different aspects. And so one of the examples is if you are in a party and the chat detects a prepubescent voice, and you are doing some of the things that you would do with adults that is already kind of, not okay, then your rating of like offensiveness is higher. So whereas you would still kind of get a little bit of a record for being, toxic with adults, if there are prepubescent voices in the chat, then your rating is higher in terms of your toxicity. And then this is where I was kind of blown away. There are certain words that certain groups have reclaimed in different aspects. And they give the N-word as an example of a word that in a specific form has been reclaimed by people of color, and particularly Black folks. And so with that, if you are among your cohort, so to speak, and you are using that form of the N-word with that cohort, and the game is analyzing, or the system is analyzing your tone, but also the reactions of the other people with whom you're speaking, and using all of that together to determine if this is sort of a community communicating with a word that it has been reclaimed for them, versus if this is a word that's being used in a negative way as a slur. And they do make it clear that they do not detect or identify ethnicity of individual speakers. So again, they are using reactions and tone together to determine how a word might be being used. And then they can kind of decide, okay, this is a group of folks who have, reclaimed the use of this word, and they're all doing it in a very specific way that is acceptable in this community. And then another thing, and I was like, whoa, this is awesome. ToxMod, which is the name of the system that's being rolled out, has introduced a new category called violent radicalization. And so what it does is it looks for terms and phrases relating to white supremacist groups, radicalization, and extremism in real time. So what it looks for are the promotion or sharing of this ideology, recruitment or convincing others to join a group or a movement, targeted grooming or convincing vulnerable individuals like children and teens to join a group or a movement, and planning violent actions or actively planning to commit physical violence. The ToxMod group uses research from, this is like, how have I not heard of this? This isn't just, some thing that just came around and just slapped this up. No, they're using actual research from groups. Again, I'm quoting from the article, from groups like ADL. They're doing studies from NYU. They're using all of this to actually find and identify these different signals, these different categories of phrases and terms, and are regularly updating that and keeping it, up to date, so that they can properly categorize and tag whenever someone might be doing this. So again, this is, like, I think, one of the most magnificent rollouts potentially of a technology, in that Activision could have just said, we're slapping it on the product and AI is going to start blocking people left and right. No, they're doing a rating system. They're having humans actually make the moderation choices in the end. And then to partner with a company called Modulate that is using, peer-reviewed research and, university studies and actual science to properly categorize this. I think I'm celebrating this. I think this is a win all around. Now, of course, we will see as it starts to roll out. I'm sure we'll hear a number of stories about it. But up to this point, I think this is awesome. And I'd like to see other games with chat make use of tools like this. So yeah, what are your thoughts? I don't know if you're a gamer, Jason, but I just thought this was so chef's kiss.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're doing it the right way. My kind of feeling on AI tools like this is, yeah, absolutely not meant to replace the involvement of humans, but to supplement, to kind of superpower a human's involvement, which this kind of does that, right? Of course, some people are going to be like, well, I don't care that it's a machine, that it's a robot, an AI that's snooping on my, on what we're saying here, that they have no right to snoop in on our conversation. Well, they do, right? Like, as social media platforms have the right to moderate their platforms and say, we accept this type of speech and we don't accept this type of speech. Same with Call of Duty and what's being spoken on there. If it doesn't represent, if it's not good for humanity, if it doesn't represent company values, like, yeah, they absolutely have the right to do something like this. So I think that's a great way to kind of escalate it. Also, this is not the first time that this tool has been used. I think it's been on Roblox, my understanding, for at least a couple of years. So
yes.
But I think the scale is just different here. I think Roblox, or sorry, not Roblox. The one I'm thinking of, they are involved with Roblox,
darn it.
Rec Room.
Rec Room, thank you.
Rec Room is the other one. 23 million monthly active users last year, I believe, for Rec Room, compared to Call of Duty's 92 million as of the second quarter of this year. So the scale is different, but that's the beauty of AI tools like this. You couldn't employ enough people to be able to do this to this degree. And yet here we are, and it's not executing any user accounts automatically. It's just escalating the right things, the things that it believes to be crossing a line. And I think that's a great approach.
I agree. Yeah, I want this to succeed. As it appears to have done well in other places, I want to see it succeed in something as far-reaching and as impactful as this huge game. And if this is an opportunity to reduce harm, boy howdy, I'm always for that.